Starting playing Sorare today couldn't have been better. Especially now when the Euros is on and also the Copa America, but also to look ahead for next season. And in today's video in specific, I will talk about what I would do if I started playing Sorare today, because I have a lot of experience in a short-term period of playing this game. I've learned a lot and I will show you my tips and go through the exact things I would do if I were in your position and started a new Sorare account. And now, if you haven't signed up to Sorare yet, it's so important that you use an affiliate link, and that is going to be a main part of when I'm signing up with a new account now. Sign up with my link in the description. You will get 50 euros after buying 5 cards. And of course you can use whatever affiliate link you want, but if you want to use mine, that is much appreciated. It will be the first link in the description. And before we go any further into this video, I want to just let you know that this is not my account. I'm using my friend's account for this video in specific, so keep that in mind while watching this video. And after clicking on my link or any other affiliate links, you will be shown to a screen like this. And when you are on this screen, there is of course different game modes, Sorare Rivals, Sorare Pro, and also a new European Championship competition. I have made a 7-minute video explaining everything regarding Sorare the game. I will not go into that in today's video, but if you are 100% brand new and know nothing, you should probably check that out before watching the rest of this video. I will link it in the description. But now, what if I were new to this game? What would I do today? And this is of course based on my knowledge on the game and also my experience. And first of all, if I've used an affiliate link, this is 10 times as easy to get started to Sorare compared if you haven't used an affiliate link. But I will use both examples in this video in specific. And first of all, it's not crisis if you haven't signed up with an affiliate link. I didn't do it when I started playing Sorare, but I experienced being behind everyone else starting with one. But as I said, it's not a crisis in the long run of things, but when you start up, it's so nice to have. And if we go down to invite friends, we can see here, receive $50, 50 euros or 50 pounds in credits, depending on which settings you have on. My friend have on dollars, so he will receive $50 term supply. So what this means is that when you have bought 5 players from the auction market or instant buy house, I've also explained what that is in that video, so I won't go through what that is. But that is where you pay directly to Sorare. They auction players on a regular basis throughout the season. And if you buy 5 players, and as we can see here, those could be worth $0.7. But after we have bought 5 of those, within 30 days, you will then receive a 50%, 50 euro, $50 or 50 pound credit where you can use on the auction market or instant buy house. So that is like 50%. So let's say you buy players worth $100 or 100 euros or 100 pounds. You will only need to spend $50, 50 pounds or 50 euros, very quickly explained. So that means you can have a gallery valuation of 100 euros, but only have spent 50 euros on cards. So that is 100% the way I would personally go. If I were brand new, I would deposit 55 euros. And before I go any further, this is not financial advice at all. This is just what I would do. I would deposit 55 euros, bought 5 different players that may be good in the future, that you think is underpriced on this game in specific. You buy 5 of those players from the auctions or instant buy. I would mainly buy them from auctions and try to get a cheap value there. And after you have done that, you will have around 50 euros left on your account, and you will be eligible to buy players for 100 euros on the auction house or instant buy market. And then, as I said, 50% on every purchase you will make here. So you will have a gallery valuation of over 100 euros, but you have only spent 50 euros, a little over 50 euros on players, which is the way I would start. And now the question will be, which type of players should you buy after doing that, after having 50 euros on your account and being eligible to use 100 euros approximately? And what I would personally do is to look at different collections. And here you could go on teams in specific here and scroll through which teams you want to collect from. Because on Sorare, as I also explained in that 7-minute video, collection bonus is very important, and especially for next season. And there is also differences between which type of cards you purchase. And since for next season if you're going to play in the top 5 leagues, which I think most of you guys that watches this video will be interested in doing. The in-season cards, which is called for next season, isn't produced yet on this game. So therefore you could either wait to next season kicking off, or you could purchase players here from this season, the 23 to 24 season, or earlier. And that is completely fine. But when we talk about the auctions and instant buy in specific, you need to purchase players from these 2 sections if you will get a 50% and be eligible to actually use those 50 euros in credits you are going to be getting after buying 5 cards from the auction house or instant buy market. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to use it now immediately, you need to buy these type of cards, and these are in-season cards for now. As you can see here, that they will get you those collection bonus. So of course you could purchase from teams, for example from the MLS, and also from the American League, I mean, the Portuguese League, and you don't need to buy from the top 5 leagues, but I want to use that as an example because I think that will be one of the best competitions for you to play next season. And if I were new to the game, because I have the most knowledge in the top 5 leagues, I would start playing in the top 5 leagues. So me personally, if I would pick a team, I could go through some of my favorite teams that I would collect from if I were brand new to the game, so you could get some inspiration from me. And the first one will be Real Sociedad. Here you could purchase the whole starting 11 for 68 euros, but of course you will also need to buy bench players so you have backups, as in many places you want. And here we can see that there is a lot of good players here. Kubo is an incredible player, Kien is an incredible player, and this was the scores they got against Atletico Madrid, as you can see on the screen right here. And I use Sorare data for this information. And in general, I think Real Sociedad is a very, very underrated team. I think they will do very well next season. With the likes of Merino, very good player, Alex Remiro, very, very good. And also because there will be a new La Liga competition in specific. So if I would choose one of my favorite teams, it would probably be Real Sociedad. And I've also made a specific video about me going through different collections you should purchase when starting playing Sorare. I can also link that in the description, and that is also actually including a team named Norwich. I won't go through in-depth analysis of each of these collections. I will just fast go through them. They unfortunately lost 4-0 to Leeds in their last game, but they have been really good in the championship throughout the entire 23 to 24 season, at least at the end of it. And I think they will be very, very good next season. And as I said, 46 euros, very, very fair. And of course you need to keep in mind that the bench will of course make that price higher, and maybe when you buy it from the auction house it will also be a little bit more expensive. But still, I think Norwich is another team. I think I also went through West Ham, which is a team that I think is very, very underrated because they have a lot of good players, but it hasn't worked out so far this season or last season around. But one very positive thing is that their manager now has been sacked. They will get a replacement, and I always, or in many of the cases, we see that teams get a lot better after a manager replacement, especially at the start. And West Ham will only have the Premier League to focus on, so you'll get a lot of Premier League utility for these guys. And as I said, there is also specific competitions in the Champion region, Premier League, La Liga and Bundesliga, so that will be very, very interesting. And I could also show you another team, and we can move on to Bundesliga, because now we have had one Premier League team and also one Championship team, and we have also had one La Liga team. And since in the Champion region, as I said, Serie A and League 1, the French league, doesn't have specific competitions, me personally would probably pick a team like Stuttgart, although there has been a rumor that a lot of players have, or a lot of players have also been confirmed that they will leave. A player like Valdemar Anton is expected to leave, or I think it's almost done deal. Hiroki Ito is a done deal, he will leave. But I still think Stuttgart is such a good team. Last season they impressed everyone, and you can get the starting 11 for 150 euros. So of course you need to cut some players. You can't go for a full collection from this team because there is such a good opportunity here to get one of the best players here, but still you can go for the best ones in this team and don't get the highest amount of experience. For example, you could go for Nubel and then you could go for Mittelstadt, Stiller, Undav and Gurassi. I think you will be able to afford that for next season, but keep in mind, look out for some transfers. But if I were to choose one team, it would probably be Stuttgart or Girona, which I can go through another team here. I think that is also a very, very interesting team. They won 7-0 in their last match, and one thing I really like about this is that there is actually a lot of players leaving, which means that the players that is already there will be way more nailed and way more important, especially next season, and they have also Champions League utility, so you will have a lot of utility with this Girona team. A player like Savio will leave, but we see how good they do without him. Alex Garcia will also probably leave. Therefore a player like Ivan Martin, Zygankov, Dovbyk, Portu, Eric Garcia, hopefully he can renew or get a new contract at Girona, but those players will be really, really important. And they will of course upgrade here as well, so you can have a look out for the transfer market. But my main suggestion for you, and of course mainly this video is about what I would do, I would personally purchase a collection, and then I would play them in that specific competition next season. That could be in Champion, that could be in Challenger, and that could also be in Contender. What do you know the most of? When you watch football, which teams do you support? Which teams do you know who will be the set piecer? Who will be the most important player next season? You need to find a team that you really like and that you have a lot of knowledge in, and then you play those guys or that collection in specific competitions. And one advice I would really give you, and what I would also personally do, let's say if I build a full Girona collection, and let's say you have some money left, buy another goalkeeper from that same region, and let's for example say another La Liga keeper. That could be a really, really cheap goalkeeper that you just have as a backup for Gazzaniga, which is the goalkeeper for Girona now. And that means you could play Gazzaniga, David Blind, I think, Ivan Martin, Zygankov and Dovbyk. That will be your main five-a-side lineup in the La Liga competition classic next season. But then you could also have another team with, for example, another goalkeeper that will play in La Liga next season that may get some clean sheets, but keep in mind that player will be a B team guy, so don't spend too much money on him. So you have that goalkeeper, your new goalkeeper, cheap, that will start next season. And then you could, for example, have Eric Garcia if he stays, or I don't know, so let's take Miguel Gutierrez. And then you can take Yangel Herrera, Portu, and then one extra player that you think will probably play, and let's say David Lopez. Then you have also a B team and an A team, so you then can rotate. And if you also think Gazzaniga is such a good option, you could just purchase two different Gazzaniga. So you can have two goalkeepers, and then you can have two also different variations when making your teams in the La Liga section. And I think La Liga will be the way to go next season personally. So if I were new to Sorare, I would purchase a La Liga collection, and I think Girona is a very interesting one, although many players will leave. We will still see if they can keep it up next season, and I either way think they have the possibilities to win 7-0, and that is what you want from your team. But yeah, that is very simply what I would do if I were brand new to Sorare. Use an affiliate bonus, and for you guys that doesn't, if you are brand new but haven't used an affiliate link, it's completely fine. You don't need to. It's no stress. You just need to find a cheaper collection, and as I mentioned, Norwich, you can get the starting 11 for 46 euros. So then you could deposit 55 euros and purchase that starting 11. And also, of course, we could move on to the Sorare Rivals section. And here is very simple. You don't need to spend anything. So here you just play free to play. And I've made a video about what these two sectors are, or different things are, or game modes you can also call it. But in today's video it was actually mainly about pro, because here you actually need some advice in many of the cases, and of course you could also play in the semi-pro competitions, but me personally think that that won't be that good next season. I would personally now prepare for next season and purchase a whole collection of one team, and then build your experience up here. If you go to upcoming, the training sector, and just train your players in this sector right here, add a team, and then you could add your players you have in your gallery. Very, very simple, and that is something I think is the best strategy to do if I were new to Sorare, and that is what I would do. But let's say you think I haven't gone through enough into this video. I could make a follow-up video on this, going more in depth about how to purchase players and also how to get the best price and everything. If you are brand new to Sorare, make sure to leave the comments and I will help you out if you have any questions. But for now, my name has been Sorare and I'll of course catch you next one. Bye bye and take care. Peace.